Hello everybody and welcome to EDFN 511 Comparative Education. I just want to give you a quick tour of our class or our D2L class shell, and it's pretty much simple, just like any other D2L page you are used to. We have the resources, the communication assessment, and the university, which I don't think you have much things to do here because most of the policies that were posted, I also have them on module 0. So this course is organized into modules, and on each week of the class we will try to cover one module. So if you want to have access to those, you go to content, and under the content I have modules 0 to module 5. Then this last module is the resources, that maybe at some point if I find something that I want to resources that I want to share with you, I will just post it here and you will get to find that or download and keep for your use. So you can see, for example, from here, from module 1, it has dates from the first day, which is tomorrow, till Friday. So this module and activity will be open for a week. Even after the week, it's still going to be up, but for example discussions and stuff, you will not be able to access them since the time has passed. So under module 0, when you click on that, or let me just switch to students view before this become active. This module 1 is going to become active latest by midnight tonight, so I already set that up. So under module 0, you will find a lot of useful information on how you can navigate on this course. We have the technical suggestions, expectations for the discussion board, and course etiquette, and student code of conduct, MU policy, and academic integrity information. And at some point in this class, we are going to utilize some of these technologies. So I have a tutorial or link to tutorials that describe how we can do that. So when you click on this, it's going to go further, which MU video, maybe some of us might have used that, but it's a very good classroom screencasting tool. And we have Screencastify, and on Padlet, sometimes we're going to have our discussion on Padlet so that everyone can have access on seeing what each other posted, to have a different view from what we are used to seeing on the discussion board. So at this point, I'm going to take you to our module 1. So under module 1, and this is pretty much how all the modules are going to be organized or are already organized. I have all the content and stuff. Maybe part of what I don't have so far was a discussion board. So each new module for the week will be open on Friday midnight, as it was described on the syllabus. So each module, I will have a module description like this. The topic, which is something that comes up from the course objective. So literally our topic for the week, it's something that has to do with course objective. And in some week we will merge two objectives, and in some weeks, depending on how the depth of the content, then we will only deal with one objective. And under each, we have objectives for the week or for the module, and this is that for this week, and the overview of how the module is organized and task that is expected for us to complete on this module. So I have a brief description of something or some explanation of the reading, in addition to what you've read from reading chapter 1 and 2 from the assigned reading that you will complete. This will bring out a lot of things that were not obviously clear from the readings. And also, in addition, I have attached some resources. Here you will have a link to the video that we are going to watch, or the documentary, which most of us have seen, and this is where you can access the whole documentary. And under that, I also have an article that describes more of comparing comparative education and international education. What are the similarities, what are the boundaries, and what are the overlaps between the two. Then this one is also a documentary that you might want to watch to see the origin and history of comparative education. So we have our task, for example, the discussion board for module 1, that is right here, and also a discussion for the second module or the second part. So under the second part, which has to do with the assignment we'll complete, is the critical discussion of part of the movie. So what I have here is the link specifically that covered something that has to do with Kenya. So you will watch that and try to participate in the discussion on the discussion forum. So there are two ways you can access the discussion forum. You can click right away under here and to take you back to the discussion forum, or you can go to communication and you go to discussions, and you can tell under the discussion I have all the discussions ready. So as times for that is due, the discussion will just be live and you will see what is there. And literally every week or every Friday of every week, the discussion for the subsequent week will be available for you to see. It's not available, that was why you are seeing this, and this is my instructor view. So let me just switch to student view so that you can have an idea or get used to the view from the student view. So because right now what is available is module 0. So if, for example, you check any time after 8 a.m. tomorrow, then module 1 will be right there. And to access the content, you go to resources, go to content, or if you want to access the discussion board or assessment, all assessments under my view are visual, so you can see them, but here they will only be available when they are due. And also I will be communicating in multiple ways to make sure that you are getting the information. I will communicate information and announcement, and I will also utilize the D2L email. At the same time, I'm going to utilize our main MU email. So it depends, because I just want to make sure like we have all the information. But it's not that I'm going to communicate something at the same time throughout all these 3 channels with communicating one message. So it depends. If it is something that has to do with discussion board, literally I'm going to communicate from D2L. If it is something that has to do with an update or announcement, it's coming in here, or email, you may ask a question for clarification, that we will communicate through email. And pretty much I try to be as fast as I can when it comes to answering your emails. And for this course, I will utilize my office online office hours, which were stated on the syllabus, and at the same time they were stated here. So if you're already logged in, you want to meet during my Zoom time, you can just click on this link. It's going to take you to the room, which that is waiting room, and pretty much I'm sure I will be in the room before 11, maybe 10 minutes before 11. And this is the password. Literally the password is the month that we are covering this course. We start in June, we end in July of 2020. That is our password. So for now and for next week, try to complete module 1 and take time, read content or read things under module 0. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate. This is the time that you will read the syllabus. Ask me any question you have related to any assignment. And by Friday, all assignments that required rubric, the rubric will be placed under the syllabus and assignment description on module 0. And at the same time, you will receive an email to notify you of such. So as for now, I will stop here. And if you have any question, as I said, don't hesitate to reach out. And again, don't forget to do your self-introduction. Self-introduction also will be available shortly, and just go by this introduction, and I already have mine for you to see a sample, and this is the guidelines of what you can do. You can do a video, and also on the syllabus I provide a detailed description of this self-introduction assignment, because for some of us we know each other and for others we don't know. So it's kind of gonna be something you will be discussing or chatting with someone just on the discussion board. I want this self-introduction just for us to get to know each other. And if you are having any difficulty, technology difficulty or technical difficulty, or anything that has to do with something that is emergency, you can drop question here, or you can drop your concern. I subscribe to this and I receive a notification immediately. Then I will respond. And at the same time, this is where we can support each other in an online learning environment. So if, for example, a student asks a question and a colleague knows the answer, or he or she can provide some help, this is also where we can all be supportive of each other. Before I even respond to that, someone can chime in and help and provide the necessary help he or she can provide. So this help is really important, especially I believe in the first week, which things usually used to be tough, but I don't expect that for grad class. But usually first week of any course is to be confusing with a lot of information. I try to minimize that. I try to let you read the syllabus, expectations, and reach out for questions. I promise you, you will gonna enjoy this course. And for now, I will leave you, and I welcome your questions and any concern you may have during our time. Thank you, and I look forward to working with all of you in this course. Bye bye.